Hey, Coach Sean here, and welcome back for day 6 of 7 days to skinny jeans. And now, yesterday we talked about creating a positive environment and framing in your mind so we don't beat ourselves up, and we have multiple ways that we can be healthy, we can win, we can feel great by having multiple definitions for what that means to us, okay? So today, now that you have a framework of getting in the right environment, how do we create more fire when we need it? Because remember, weight loss or any process, there's going to be the highs and lows, the peaks and the valleys. So we may get motivated at first because we realize why we want to do what we want to do, okay? But what about those moments where we feel down, where we feel tired, where we feel exhausted, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it may be? How do we get out of those funks, okay? And we all have the power to do this. It's easier said than done, but I want to give you a few simple tips that I've learned through my own personal development and how to break our habits and our patterns and just do the things that we know we need to do, right? So if you need to lose weight, you need to work out 3 times in a week, and you need to eat 3 meals per day. We'll just keep this a simple example. You need to do those things in the process, okay? But you may feel tired, you may not have slept well, so you may not want to go work out today. And then Wednesday, you may not want to work out Wednesday. And then Friday, you may not want to work out Friday. So what do we do to radically change how we feel, how we think, and then result in what we do? Because I think you and I both know we're humanly capable of showing up to the gym 5 days a week at 5 a.m. if our schedule permitted, if there were no excuses, right? Whatever that time may be for you. So how do we put ourselves into a state, okay? Because as much as this is the written plan, that's the magic formula, the real secret comes down to what starts in here. Because if we start with the right place in here, because we physically are in a peak state, we feel our best or optimal, then doing the thing is going to be a lot easier. So I've done a lot of different personal development programs that this is all consistent, and I've felt it, I've seen it, and I use it, okay? So changing your physiology. So let's say you're tired and you don't really want to do anything, you sit down on the couch, okay? Imagine this, imagine if you just stood up and did a bunch of jumping jacks for the next 60 seconds when you want to do it the least. What would change? Your heart rate, your breathing, your blood flow, okay? So your physical would change, okay? But that will put you in a better mental as well. But think about this time, maybe, let me give you a practical example. You're at maybe a funeral or something really sad, more of a down environment. Everyone's down, everyone's upset, heads are down, shoulders are over, okay? Their physical state's down, their mental state's down. And then someone makes a really inappropriate joke that everyone laughs at. What changes? How we feel, how we're sitting, our laughing, our tonality, everything. So when we have that influence on ourselves, because we all have the power to do that, when we have that influence on ourselves, then we have control of how we feel. And if we feel better, we feel more energetic, we can think differently. And when we think differently and are honest with ourselves about, hey, we need to get up off this couch and go to the gym, then we go to the gym. And then we do that again when we don't feel great. And then we do it again. And that's really what success is just doing the things we need to do when we want to do them the least. So put yourself into a peak state. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 simple examples here. Play loud music you love, that you enjoy, that gives you mental, emotional responses to a time in your life that you were happy or you were excited or whatever that may be. What song gets you all jazzed and fired up? Play that song. You're going to find yourself moving around, sitting differently, okay? Second is to change your movement. So if you don't feel like doing anything physical, get up and walk. Go power walk. That's the next step you could chunk off and bite, okay? That will change your physical state. That will change your mental and emotional state, all right? Another thing is singing, getting loud, all right? So a great thing to do is to combine all these. So like when I'm in the car, always rocking out, always bumping, always singing along, even though I never know the words. It's my little secret. When you do these things, you can see it changing me right now. I'm getting more excited, right? And I feel different. I feel more, if I had to go work out right after this video, right now, based off what I did in the past 30 seconds, I want to work out more because I proactively moved myself into a different state, okay? So you have control over this. When you're down and depressed, look, I'm not going to get into my thoughts on depression, what it is, what it entails, but you can still get your butt off the couch and get yourself in a better state, even when you are suffering from depression, to go work out, which is actually going to help your depression too. See how it kind of works? It's not easy. It's easier said than done, but we have the power. That's what I want you to take home. So change your physical state, change your physical state with movement, with music, okay, and with action, right? Next, what do we do when we're not seeing progress? Your progress is not going to go like this. Even someone that needs to lose 100 pounds, they're not going to start at 300 and then end up at 200, exactly 12 months later. What you're going to find is that it's a woo, and then some days you'll see that 5-pound difference on the scale, and then the +2, and then the -3, and then the +2, and the -3, right? So it's a gradual process. Here's why this is so important, because this is usually where we repeat that negative cycle where we lose some weight, and then we see it creep back on because we're not fully committed to the process, and then we get frustrated and we take negative actions to make ourselves feel good, like eating or doing something fun instead of going to the gym, and then we get even further behind, and then we beat ourselves up, and then we get further behind and we fall off the wagon. How many times have you fallen off the wagon? At least once, I'd imagine, right? So what we want to do is use the power of our focus. So I teach this when I coach my members online or offline, and I always say if we want to lose weight, if we want to see the scale move, put our focus here on showing up to the gym, eating what we need to eat that day, getting proper sleep, and whatever other steps we need to take with that, prepping our food in advance. Focus on your habits over here, and this will find its way changing, okay? So focus here, this happens. If our goal is weight loss, focus on showing up to the gym, and the weight will come down. It doesn't work the other way. If we get on the scale first thing every day, and we just pout our fists and get into a negative state, like we were talking about, you're gonna be less likely to do the process, because the process is the grind. That's the slow, steady thing that needs to happen one way or another. Okay? If you want to make X amount of dollars, you need to show up to work every single day. You don't focus on your bank account every day. You focus on showing up to work and doing your job, and the money will follow, and money is the goal. Okay? Same thing applies for our body. It is a slow process, but I can promise you, when you commit to the process and focus on doing these things and doing them all consistently, suddenly you wake up 4 to 6 weeks later and you say, holy shit, my body has really changed. And that's when you get momentum, okay? But it takes time to get there. So use this to get yourself in optimal state, create instant motivation, and keep going when you don't really want to, because that's really what's going to make you successful. All right? Now, last day is coming up, and what I want you to do is go into our free group and share your experience in using this, whether that be through movement, through music, both, or some other type of physical change, maybe a joke, a funny TV, whatever it is that you need to change how you're thinking and feeling and the effect it had. Okay? And also, what you're going to focus on. What are you committed to focusing on for the next, 4 to 6 weeks? All right? So go ahead and use this to your strength and your advantage now, and I'll see you tomorrow for our final day where I share with you what's really missing from your plan right now that is going to almost guarantee you're successful with weight loss, more energy, better health, or whatever it is that you want.